During a press conference in L.A., Senator U.S. Was forcibly removed after he attempted to confront Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem regarding the handling of several criminal cases. The confrontation led to a situation where security personnel intervened, resulting in Senator's removal. Both sides are expected to release statements. So this shit literally just happened, right? So he started crashing out right now. Okay, here we go.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your heads off.
How many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty, how they have been targeted.
I'm Senator.
This is my favorite part. He puts on a show whenever he's in the room, and he's trying to do this for the cameras. Then the moment that he's off camera and he believes he's off camera and he's leaving, he immediately stops acting up. Instantaneously. He's got his hands up. This is some bro. I don't think they should give this guy a charge. I think they should give him an Oscar. I feel like, yeah, I mean, this is some good acting. I bet he fooled at least probably 10 people on this one. Yeah, you could see this. Yeah, this is great. No, bro. Like, let's give him an award. Like, this is amazing. Virtue signaling, exactly. And you see, just watch how this switches up.
Heads off.
You can see him fighting. You can see him fighting. And then there. Well, I'm gonna walk right out.
Senator.
Nah, so he's getting mad over this. What about the Republican arrested for child abuse videos? Well, what do you mean by this? So you trying to play? Are you trying to play that game where it's like Republican arrested for child abuse videos? What do you think I think about that? Let me ask you a question. What do you think that I think about that? No. What do you think I think about that? No, I'm just bringing it up. You're not bringing it up. You're trying to bring it. You're painting a narrative. Everybody knows what you're doing. Don't play games with me. It's not. Well, what are we doing?
Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary.
Everybody knows what you're doing.
Because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your
No.
heads off.
And you can see, obviously, as soon as the cameras were off of him, as soon as they were off, he immediately knew how to act. Isn't that crazy how fast it was? Let me see if I find any other angles of this too. And I think it's fact. I mean, I'll be honest. You know what I really don't like about this is the fact that he didn't throw hands with the cops. Because, like, I can respect a guy. It's like, if you really want to get down and you want to start wrestling on the floor around with people over public policy, I would say, damn, okay, this dude is really, like, he's in it. He's in it, like, he's ready to go to work, right? But, like, this guy he's out there to fight for you, right? Actually, yeah, he'd taken charge. But nah, bro, he immediately roached out the second the police come. Man, he's not trying to do this at all. Fuck, that guy's built as fuck. Yeah, exactly. He ain't about it. No, he's not. And so, damn, that's a bad idea. No, it's not that it's a bad idea. Obviously, it's a bad idea. Obviously, it's a big deal. Is being wrestled and detained, forcibly removed from the press conference. Yeah, this guy, let's see if I find another angle about this. Absolutely unacceptable, outrageous behavior. Assaulting a sitting senator. Imagine they treat everyday folks in a dark night. Federal agents are not above the law. Wait, is this person trying to think that, like, wait, is this a... I don't even understand, like, wait. So wait. So she's trying to... Wait, so she thinks that the police were... Wait, she thinks they were the ones that were wrong? I need to just... I gotta get... Where's a hammer? I gotta hit myself in the head a few times so I can understand this. Oh, my God. Who is this? What's going on here? Wow, it's a tribe? Yeah, it's not a tribe, it's a circus. And what is this here? Forcibly removing a United States senator from a press conference is disgraceful. Barging into a press conference as United States senator is disgraceful. The stunning lack of respect here is shocking. The United States senator, never seen a U.S. senator shoved around like this by law enforcement? Yep, and that's the way it should be every single time, because if you're a senator, that still means that you're a citizen. Homeland Security goons manhandle a senator. Had enough yet? No, I'll have enough whenever he goes to jail for doing this and being violent, trying to resist these people. Then I will have enough and I'll be happy. That would finally, then I would finally think, you know what, maybe things are starting to do this. You have somebody that's coming in here and being aggressive like this, their heads off of the public U.S. senator. Now, I see a lot of people are trying to act like this is this is like some kind of victim thing. Just crashed the senator, was forcibly removed. You don't just get to walk in somewhere and start yelling at people just because you're a senator. Didn't that dumb bitch that, what was it, she was at that ICE center the other day, didn't she just get charged for 17 fucking years? Or not charged, yeah, charged, not convicted. 17 years. See, these people love to say that nobody's above the law whenever they're trying to arrest Trump on some bullshit fucking tax thing. But the moment that somebody goes and makes a physical, threatening appearance in front of, again, this is a big dude, and he's talking about doing this to a woman. And look, listen, like, I'm an equal rights kind of guy, but at the same time, like, I mean, this is, you know, I'm also against men and women's sports. Okay, and why is that? Why is that? It's because men are bigger and stronger than women. So you go into a woman's press conference and you try to push yourself in there, aggressively do that. This is aggressive, dangerous behavior. Nobody wants to do this. It's embarrassing. What the hell is going on? Do we know what was said? It doesn't matter what was said. You're not supposed to walk in there like that. That's the reason. So yeah, it's the same people that wanted Trump dead, crazy people. Yeah, I don't know. What's this here? What was the conference about? Not to mention DHS secretary is higher on the ladder than a senator. It doesn't matter who's on the ladder because the entire ladder is under the law. Everybody should be under the fucking law, right? The only person that's not under the law in a way is the president because he can pardon things, right? He can pardon other people. So he can, you know, issue a pardon and like, that's okay. But other than that, and that's the way the rules are, right? Like, you might not like the fact that that's the rules, but that is the rules. What's up with people thinking that laws don't matter anymore? Well, the reason why they think that they don't matter is because they agree with the people breaking the laws. These people are, you are trying to think about this from a principled perspective. And that's why you're getting confused, because you're like, well, wait a minute, these principles don't match up. Yeah, working as intended. This is not a principled stance. Like, there is no, like, here's the thing. If a random crazy person had walked in here and they got carried out, like, let's go ahead and flip the script here. Let's say somebody went and did this. Let me think of a senator. Like, I'm thinking of like a more masculine male, like Republican senator. Why don't we think about maybe something like, well, how about like Dan Crenshaw? How about Dan Crenshaw? Ted Cruz? Yeah, like Rand Paul. How about Dan Crenshaw? And so, you know, this guy comes in now, Marco Rubio. Yeah, think about that. Marco Rubio. If Marco Rubio came in and violently pushed his way in to a press conference with AOC, do you think that these people would be talking about, oh, wow, you need to give a senator more respect? Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. Not a chance. They would be saying this dude needs to go to jail. People would be talking about, yeah, Rubio's masculine. I mean, compared to, you know, AOC, who's a woman, yeah, she's like 5.5 feet tall. Absolutely. And so, yeah, everyone deserves the same respect. Yeah. And so all of a sudden, Nazi, yeah, AOC be hiding in the bathroom in another building again? Well, I don't blame her, right? I mean, nobody should be subjected to violence because of their position in government, right? And so there's evidence the rioters were paid and funded by taxpayer dollars. Well, then we got to figure that out, right? I mean, I don't know whether that's true or not, but it's going to take some time. There's video of him being arrested now. Thank God. Thank God, bro. Like, this is, they gotta do something about these clowns, man. They do. Never seen a senator being handled this forcibly. They were not, like, in my opinion, I don't think they handled him forcibly at all. Like, I think that they just restrained him. They moved him out of the room. Like, and then that was it. I mean, honestly, like, this is, I feel like this is exactly, like, that's how it should have been. Yeah, they stopped, yeah, they just blocked his ass out. He not bleeding. Like, you think about, like, this, the insane way a treated United States senator. The secretary works for him, who works for the voters. Yeah, and you know who else, you know what the voters work for? Is the law. You can't run in there and fucking insert yourself into something and start yelling at somebody, right? And again, what I think is so funny about this is that anybody actually thinks that this wasn't optics. This dude had no problem fighting these other guys, but the moment that he thought the cameras were off and he was out of the room, he immediately put his hands up and he walked out like nothing ever happened before. because this shit was completely a fucking performance. This was absolutely a performance for him to make himself look like a victim, like he's fighting for the people that are being deported. That's obviously what the narrative here is. It's so clear and obvious that this is a person who's trying to aggressively insert himself into a space and aggressively and physically impose himself upon a woman. And again, I don't want men and women's sports. Men and women are not equal physically. Like, I understand, like, if, you know, like, a woman hits you and you hit her back, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to cry about that. But at the same time, like, we got to call this for what it is. This is a man that breaks in there, and if any Republican senator had done this to, like, a Democratic female senator, people would be losing their fucking minds. It's shocking to me to see how many people are acting like the senator is the victim here when he forced his way in here, physically, and he did that. You read the replies, they had a meeting after and are on good terms now? Yeah, of course, it's not a big deal. But anyway, let's see if I can find it. But, like, that's it. Missing half the internet's down right now? Yeah, it's a lot. He resisted arrest and was tackled to the ground. Did they have a video of that? Oh, yeah, here it is. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What is...
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
If you let my hands go, I put them behind my back.
All right. Cool. Other hand. Lay flat.
Jesus Christ.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
Move your hand back. Jesus.
I did not know. There's no recording allowed out here per FBI, right?
Yep, you're not supposed to record out there, obviously. And I don't know really what this is. And what one less retard? Yeah, fuck around and find out. Exactly. Nice and clean arrest. Yeah, I guess so. It's embarrassing. I know. It's so embarrassing. I just wish these guys would fight this hard for the people that are actually citizens. You know, like, I mean, wouldn't that be nice if you had these people that were willing to fly across the world and throw hands with federal officials and everything for the actual citizens of the country? Wouldn't that be crazy? Can you guys imagine that? Wow, that would be nuts. Oh my God, it's wild I like to afford childcare. Yeah, I guess so, right?
We just received a statement from the office of Senator Padilla, and they say that he's currently in Los Angeles exercising his duty to perform congressional oversight of the federal government's operations in Los Angeles across California.
He's doing oversight by running in and talking over the fucking internet. Like, everybody else has to wait until after the speech is over, but this dude just decides to cut in line and start yelling, and this is his responsibility. Man, how is that gorilla a senator? I wonder, you know?
It goes on to say that he tried to ask the secretary a question
in the middle of the speech, and everybody knows that this is the way that it works, right? We all know this is how it works. So, how a press conference works, okay? This is not... All right, so they talk, questions, okay? Everybody fucking knows this. Every press conference is the same thing. Oops, just a minute. So you've got the talking time, and then you've got the questions time. But this dude just goes and says, you know what? Hey, yo, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna go right in here. You know what? How about this? Yeah, you want this? Wow, why is my First Amendment right being impeded? I'm a sitting congressman. I'm a senator. Why can they do this to me? They can't stop me. I'm trying to do my duty. What is this? Why have I keep getting arrested? Is this racism? What a fucking idiot. What a goddamn fucking retard. Everybody knows how these things work.
Was forcibly removed by federal agents, forced to the ground, and handcuffed. He is not currently detained, and we are working to get additional information. David, over and over, we've heard from voters in different parts of the country talking about how they want to see Democrats confront the administration on some of these issues, like immigration. I mean, it gets handsy, but Padilla was trying to make a statement there.
There's no doubt about it.
He's trying to make a statement. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, like, if you dropped your pants and you shit on the floor and you said, I'm trying to make a statement, I would say I think that is what you're in fact trying to do, but you need to do that in the bathroom. You can't be doing it on the carpet. This ruins everybody's fucking day. You cannot go and shit on the floor. That's not freedom of speech.
And she was holding a press conference and doing a press statement. He's not a member of the press. It wasn't like a hearing where it was an open forum for senators to ask questions.
No.
He clearly showed up.
Yeah, and it is at the end of it, you're supposed to ask. You don't get to just go and do it whenever you want.
A public event to create a moment and do what you're saying, sort of show his constituents, not just Democrats, but that he's fighting from his perspective. Again, I think
he's fighting the ground.
Question is, was this the appropriate response of how it got dealt with?
Absolutely, it was. Absolutely. The security, they shouldered him out. They said, nope. FBI was like, all right, come on, let's go. Let's go, lay down. That's it. You're done.
In that moment and how that plays. To your point, though, I mean, what we're seeing politically is a very divided country over the support and opposition. It's almost evenly divided in a Washington Post poll today.
Really? Because it doesn't look like it's evenly divided at all. It feels like it was overwhelming, one-sided, and it's not like this not a 50-50 issue.
Over the president's actions and policies here, both over the president putting in the Guard and the Marines there, right? But also, we see an evenly divided country over support and opposition to the protests to ICE's action.
You might also, in a situation like this, say, what kind of moment was the senator looking for? But
he wanted to be a martyr. He wanted to look like he was the right guy fighting for the right cause, and he was on the right side of history. Because again, I think that a lot of these protests and everything, they're fueled by narcissism. They're fueled by narcissistic people that think that they're going to be remembered in the history books by doing the right thing. That's it.
Also, would note, and I'm curious just if you can speak to kind of the norms of things.
It's all about optics. It is.
Normally,
100% it is.
You have a situation where there's more interaction, even between members of Congress who maybe don't see eye to eye with the White House.
Yeah.
They are a little able, at least, to have some kind of interactions. There really are no avenues, I think, for members of Congress to get the ear of someone at the White House if they're not seen as very in line with President Trump.
Yeah, and so obviously the solution to that is just fucking bust in there, bro, like the Kool-Aid man.
I mean, I think it depends on the issue and the personnel, right, that find access points to certain things. But
yeah, bro, you just Kool-Aid man your way in there, and you're like, all right, hey, look at me, well, I'm being oppressed, look at this is ridiculous. This is an increasingly big problem that's been going on in the U.S., is that you have a lot of people who they think that if they are significantly and sufficiently aggrieved and frustrated enough by something, that they can just simply break the law and do whatever they want. And this is the entire premise of all of the protests. This is the premise of all of these rioting, burning down Teslas, violently assaulting people that disagree with them politically. Like every single time that I see somebody getting hit, it's always a liberal person hitting a conservative. Now, I'm sure there's some conservatives that hit liberals too, and I think they should all go to jail, but maybe it's just me, but I certainly see a fucking trend, right? Is like when Elon Musk said that Trump was in the Epstein files, you didn't have a bunch of Republicans setting Teslas on fire, but Elon Musk goes and does that stupid salute thing, and then he goes and, he helps Trump, and you got these Democrats setting Teslas on fire for fucking weeks. And so that's the difference, right? It's because they face no consequences. Exactly. That is the idea that needs to be killed, in my opinion. That is the idea you must kill. The concept and the idea that if you are sufficiently and enough angry and mad and pissed off, that you just get to ignore the law. That's it. Yeah, you've got to, and the way that you do that is you have a just completely unbreakable enforcement of the law. It doesn't matter whether you're a senator, it doesn't matter whether you're young, old, or anything like that. You still get held accountable for being a piece of shit. Getting away with it doesn't even cross their mind. In their perspective, they aren't doing anything wrong. No, that's not true. Because do you remember that protest whenever they were fighting with that one guy with that Kelly dude, and how all the liberals around this one guy were just talking politely? Do you know why that was happening? It's because there was a literal military Humvee right behind them with military fucking Marines or National Guard literally 10 feet away from them. So the reason why these people act this way, I've seen this happen. I remember one time, this is a good example. So there was a cop one time. We were at Whataburger. It's like 3 in the morning, right? And it's a Friday or a Saturday. And so like everybody's there. They came down from downtown. People are drunk. There's like 100 people in the Whataburger, and these dudes are yelling at each other, talking shit, right? There's a cop that has to be at the Whataburger every Friday and Saturday. All the ghetto Whataburgers, you got a cop there on Fridays and Saturday nights. Same as Denny's, same as Waffle House, etc. To prevent any situations, right? And so this cop goes to charge his phone. He's sitting there, he's on his phone, he's like, whatever. And he goes to his car. While he walks away from his car, they get in a fight. Instantaneously, they start fighting each other. They start wrestling on the ground. And a cop comes back, and you can see he's at his car while they're fighting, and they're on the ground wrestling around. And then he walks over, and he turns around, he's like, I don't think it wasn't that much. It was just like, jeez. And he just like fast walked back up there. It's like, all right, guys, come on, let's stop this. The fact is, yeah, I fucking hate this. Yeah, I fucking hate everything. Yeah, exactly. And so the fact is that the reason why people do this is that they can get away with it. The moment that they stop getting away with it, they stop doing it. So this entire premise that I think that some people would have you believe is that they do this because they believe that they're right. No, that's not the case. They do it because they think that they can get away with it, and they can bully other people physically and with the threat of violence with their actions. That's the reason why they do it. If they knew they wouldn't get away with it, they would never fucking do it. So that's the way I see it. Trump posted this morning he'll no longer be deporting illegal immigrants to work on farms or hotels. What other bullshit? I don't know exactly what it is. Like, I'm sure he's probably going to work on some kind of like work visa thing or something like that. And some of them did have expired work visas. So I'm not really sure. Like, he just tweeted that out. Like, I would wait. People are getting mad about that right now, but like, I would wait to see like what he's going to say. But like, you know, I have the viewpoint that like, if they're illegal, to get them all out, right? Get them all out. Like, you can't have it's immoral to have a culture that it relies on second-class citizens just by the nature of them being here, being taken advantage of. You know, like I don't like that. Get them out. Yeah. So I don't agree with that. But I would wait to see a little bit more about it before I go and I pop off and get too angry about it. America first, unless it hurts plantation owners. I've heard that before. I read it in a history book. And so anyway, let's see here. It doesn't matter for whatever reason. Bottom line is it's wrong no matter who did this. Exactly. And this is the problem, is that people think that doing the wrong thing for the right reason makes it the right thing. And this is the premise of pretty much the entire movement of a lot of these people. They think that they can do the wrong thing, but if they have the right reason, it's okay. And so let's go back. I see if I can find another one. So he's talking about this here. Is this a... Yeah, here we go.
Without objection.
Mr. President, I just saw something that sickened my stomach. The manhandling of a United States senator. We need immediate answers to what the hell went on.
I agree. Why the fuck was he trying to barge into something like that and trying to force his way in there? This is that's a 200-pound, over probably 6-foot tall man going in there to physically impose himself on a woman. Disgusting behavior. Absolutely disgusting. Embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Who does that?
Yield the floor.
Get out of here, Baldy. Get out of here. Yeah, it's like they think they're above the law. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And do not realize this sort of drama doesn't work on this age on the internet? Yeah, I guess it doesn't. They've been screaming no one is above the law for 4 years. That was only an excuse for them to prosecute Trump. They didn't give a fuck about that. They don't give a fuck about the law. Why would they care about the law? No, they're just doing this because they can. And I'll see if there's anything else going on with this as well. But I think this might be... we're going to wait for a little bit more posts about this. But yeah, politicians are snakes, yeah. And what's the law he broke to get hemmed up? He was forcing his way in like this. Like, you don't get to go into a press conference like this and just walk into it and start talking and interrupting it. Like, you don't have the right to do that. Like, if you go in there and do that, like, what do you mean? Like, he's clearly, like, going in there and crashing the entire fucking thing while yelling at her. Like, really, it's not even a question. It's a security issue? Exactly. Yeah, and so it's disorderly? Yeah, exactly. He wasn't invited. He wasn't supposed to be there. It's insane that they think, like, a senator is supposed to be above the law or something, I guess, right? I mean, I don't really know what it is, but either way, it's embarrassing.